What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Barbchair Scott here, man. Doing something a little new. Man, where we're gonna be doing segments. I'm not gonna hold you segments while we're revamping how I'm not gonna hold you is gonna be going forward. Regardless of the revamp that's coming, we're gonna be doing these, man. It's just gonna be me, no longer than 20-minute videos. I'm gonna try to keep it around 10-minute mark where I just give my thoughts on certain sports topics out there, man. So we're gonna start today. By the way, if you're new to the channel, follow me at Barbchair Scott on all social media platforms. If you're watching this right now, you can subscribe to the YouTube right now. Press the subscribe button, like, leave a comment, argue, do all the good shit that you want to do, man. I appreciate everybody following on here, man, and all the links in the description box of all the things you need to get in tune with, man. But Bears Commanders last night. Bears win 25-24, pulling out their third win in a row after a disastrous 0-2 start to the season. You gotta love it, man. I put a little video on TikTok. If I had the same jacket that I have on right now, that's because this is my lucky jacket. This is my lucky Bears 1985 fleece, I guess. You really can't see it on the camera right now. Where I got the camera like angled, you really can't see it as well, like the logo and shit. But like, let me see, camera. Yeah. So this is like the Mike Dicker joint. It's a Mitchell and Ness joint. Cost me a lot of money because I bought this during the pandemic when I had money to spend. I was spending them unemployment dollars. That was right after I got fired by Amazon Studios. That's neither here nor there. But big win. If it's a little choppy on the video, I apologize because my internet went out not too long ago, and I'm pretty sure it's still hovering about it. And I also think too, it's a side note. I think StreamYard be wanting creators' videos to be or internet stream to be like 10 out of 10. Because even when my internet's moving pretty good, sometimes it be choppy. But I digress. Bears win 25-24 against a team that pretty much ruined their season last year. Last year, you remember the Bears came back from London. I was in London. Dante was in London. My brother was in London. Bears won in blowout fashion over Jacksonville Jaguars, 4-2 at that stadium that I will not be naming because I'm an Arsenal Football Club fan. I wasn't a year ago, so I didn't understand. But now I do. Now I do. I will not be naming that stadium that's on the other side of North London, but that's where we were playing. And big win. We were 4-2 heading into the bye. Came off the bye. Ugly game against the Commanders. Lost because of a Hail Mary. And they didn't win again until the new year against the Green Bay Packers, of course. But man, I have been waiting for this game for 12 months. All the narratives, I think that kind of was a game that sent the Bears to hell and really took the Commanders on an ascension, pretty much. They really enjoyed the rest of their season, made their first NFC Championship game since like 1992 or some shit like that. And, all the crazy narratives about Caleb and Jaden. And Jaden is so much better than Caleb. Well, really, Caleb led 2 game winning drives in that game, but it didn't matter because our coach was a dickhead who's about to get fired as a defensive coordinator in Detroit too. But this one we needed. I feel like Caleb needed it. I feel like the team needed it. The fan base really needed it. And Commanders fans was talking crazy. That's the thing I don't get about Commander fans. Well, the thing that annoys me about Commander fans, the same thing that annoys me about Detroit Lions fans. Know your fucking place, man. Like, I'm a Bears fan, right? But you don't see me popping off of the mouth talking to Patriots fans crazy or, to talking to franchises who have won a lot of Super Bowls. Commander fans and Lions fans talk like they're not in the gutter teams like we've been. In fact, over the last 30 years, we've had better seasons than they have. So it's like, relax. So they really need that game. A lot of y'all acting like some bitches right now since we lost that. Oh, that's your Super Bowl. That's your Super Bowl. Maybe you should have played like it was a Super Bowl you won yesterday when Jaden Daniels fumbled that ball. And Troy Aikman. Look, man, I'm actually a Troy Aikman fan. I really actually like those 90s Cowboys teams. There were some of the earliest NFL teams I can remember watching when I was a kid. Aikman, Playmaker, Emmett, that whole 90s run. But what did Caleb Williams do to you? Did he sleep with your daughter? I mean, good Lord. I have never heard hate like that towards another player in my entire life. It was disgusting. When OZ dropped the ball that Caleb threw perfectly, and if OZ would have caught it, probably would have been a 96-yard touchdown. He's like, well, you gotta throw that ball better. It was just nasty. The the penalties were terrible. And I'm not somebody who complains about referees too much. And if we did lose that game last night, I don't think that would have been the reason that the Bears lost, because the Bears did lose a lot of points leave a lot of points on the board, but it didn't help. So to come out that game with the win, with all the different circumstances around them, was incredible. Caleb Williams, 17 to 29, 252 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, one on the ground, one in the air, and it should have honestly. No, we can't play woulda, coulda, shoulda, but it honestly coulda, should have been 4 TDs, like total. Like it should have been 3 in the air, one on the ground. OZ dropped that perfect pass that definitely would have been a touchdown. Rome actually threw a touchdown, and they called a phantom. What they said was phantom illegal formation. That was such a bad call that Joe Buck and Aikman couldn't even explain why it was illegal formation. It was just bad, 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 bad. But for the Bears to come out of this was amazing. Now look, I'm not finna up here and cap. Jaden Daniels is a good quarterback. 3 touchdowns yesterday, even though he did have 2 backbreaking turnovers. The interception to Jaquan Brisker. By the way, really happy to see Brisk playing well. Brisk missed all of last season after getting injured against Carolina. So it's good to see him playing well. Hopefully he can stay on his feet. He is a really good safety when he's playing. And Jaden also fumbled the ball, which led to the Bears winning the game. So obviously he had some back-breaking turnovers, but overall I think Jaden's a good quarterback. I know we slander, we banter and things like that, but I think this is great for the NFL. You've had these 2 former Heisman winners, back-to-back Heisman winners, back-to-back 1 and 2 picks in the draft last year, have now had 2 classics. And by the way, NFL, the next time you schedule this game, it better be at the lakefront, because we done played DC 3 years in a row, all 3 times being in DC. By the way, it's 2-1 record in those 3 games for Commander fans, for you kids who can't count. Remember the first one 2 years ago where Justin Fields and DJ Moore had a game. Then the second one, the Hail Mary. And then this one, the walk-off field goal. So you have a little rivalry building here. So, yeah, man, I think it'd be great for them. But I just want Commander fans, and I want the national media to stop acting like Jaden and Caleb are on different tiers. They're not. They're on the same tier. They're really good young quarterbacks who are ascending. And I feel both can be elite quarterbacks in the near future. And what I mean by elite, there's only 4 players, or I don't know about 4, 3 quarterbacks who I consider elite. There's Patrick Mahomes, there's Lamar Jackson, and there's Josh Allen. By the way, Josh, what we saw happen yesterday, don't think just because the majority of the world was watching the Bears that we didn't see what you did in the city of Atlanta. But I will talk about that later on this week in another video. But I think Jaden and Caleb both have potential to be in that tier with those other 3 quarterbacks. So I just want people to stop acting that way. And if you look at the numbers, they're very, very similar. I think Caleb has a very slight edge on him right now, and I think that's because Jaden missed a couple games. But I think the rivalry is going to be great. And I think there's 2 passionate fan bases. This is 2 legendary teams, like iconic teams that, help start this league. And I think it's good for the sport and something that you really, really need. But let's just stop with the line. As far as the Bears, this was a great win. This is a great win. This is a game they lose 10 times out of 10 these last couple of years. And you're really seeing Ben Johnson's culture really starting to build. Obviously you don't want to put too much dip in your chip. I do remember getting excited about Matt Nagy, but this just feels different. I never felt like those Matt Nagy teams ever offensively really, really had a full plan. You know what I'm saying? It always felt stagnated. It always felt, and has to work well in perfect conditions because you didn't have much faith in the quarterback. Let's be real, Matt Nagy isn't a good play caller. We see it even with him returning back to Kansas City. This feels different. This offense is growing each and each week. And what's making it better is you're winning while you're still working out the kinks. But like week 10, week 11, I think this is going to be a well-oiled machine. And I love what I'm seeing. And he really has the team behind his back. And it was just great, man. Definitely some sloppiness. Got to clean up a lot of those penalties. I definitely think that we need to see less Cole Kmet and more Colston Loveland. Obviously, Colston just coming off injury, so we didn't expect too much. And I'm not just saying this because OZ dropped the ball, but I think we need to have more Luther Burden. 100%. Luther's a gamer. And I love how Ben adjusted with the running game. We all knew the running game was going to have a chance to succeed here because this is not a good Commanders defense. But he used all 3 of his backs. He used DeAndre Swift, hell of a game. Matter of fact, clap it up for Dre, man. Dre has been getting killed by the fans. And rightfully so. Let's be real. He ain't played a really good first 3 games of the season. I think he really started to play well against the Raiders, and they had a breakout game yesterday. But a lot of that has to do with the blocking. I'll get that to a minute, but he used all three backs. Cal Manunga, great game. Roshan was even good for a carrier too, and I think that's something that they need to continue to do throughout the season. But the offensive line, Benedict, amazing, 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 amazing. He looked great. I love how Ben didn't keep throwing Braxton Jones' ass out there and just saying, "Yo, this we gave him a shot. This ain't working. Let's go with Theo." Theo looked really hot and cold during camp. But in the games he's played, the half game against Vegas and now the entire game against Washington, he looks phenomenal. Darnell Wright, perhaps I judge you too harshly. He was the best player on the field yesterday. Absolutely moving furniture. Got to give up to Darnell Wright. And you just see this team growing. You see this team growing. You see the coaching staff growing. And Ben Johnson, he's everything is advertised, bro. I've never seen a Bears coach or Bears offensive coordinator for that matter just have the belief and the balls and the consistency to call plays, and he's doing real good on the head coaching level as well. So to me, everything's on the up and up. I said coming into this game that this is a game that could potentially change the season for the Bears. Whereas, and if you're a Bears fan, I think you're very close to being able to start thinking playoffs. The NFC is not just NFC, the NFL. There's no favorites right now. Like I can't give you a list of five really good teams right now, five contenders right now. I don't know. Every team has their flaws. And I think I'm gonna do a video on that this week as well. So tune into that. But I just love what I saw. I think with this win, now you go into a game on Sunday. Trap game incoming. This is a team in the New Orleans Saints who they're 1-4, I want to say 1-5. I think they're 1-5. Because I don't think they had a bye week yet. So let me double check. I know they just lost to the Patriots. The Saints are 1-5, so there's a 1-5 team right now. But the Saints coming to Soldier Field. This is where you don't put your foot on the gas. Every week we're like, can we learn more about this Bears team? A Bears team that has truly turned the corner will go home, go to Soldier Field, and beat the dust off the New Orleans Saints. That's what you need to do. That's what I'm expecting them to do, and we'll get to that later in our preview later in the week. But great win, great win. I loved it. I think we needed it. And Caleb, man, Caleb. In a weekend that Justin Fields looked like he's going to be coaching wide receivers in Kennesaw, Georgia, very soon. This man is just he ice in his veins in the fourth quarter. This is the first time in my life that at the end of a game where you need a score, you need a big play. It was a 3rd and 5. They weren't in field goal range yet. 3rd and 5, big time pass to Colston Loveland to get the first down. Being down 8, the crowd on your back, thinking, oh, the Bears are going to fold. 55-yard touchdown pass to DeAndre Swift. He doesn't quit. I feel like he gets better at the end of those games. And Ben has complete faith in him. This offense has complete faith in him. The team has complete faith in him. And it's just he's on the up and up, man. And he's on pace for 31 touchdowns, 4,000 yards passing, and 7 interceptions. Love what I see, man. So I'm going to do a full breakdown, my brother, on 79th and Hallis. This is just, I'm going to be doing different videos now, man, because I'm trying to give y'all the best content without feeding y'all too much. You know what I'm saying? So we're figuring out the shorter format content and how we're going to change. I'm not going to hold you going forward. So there will not be a show on Friday, and there probably won't be any shows next week. We will be back the week of the 27th at the absolute latest. So stay tuned for that. But I'm going to be dropping videos on here, man. I'm not going to hold you, daily. I think I'm going to call it daily. So you're going to be getting a video from me very consistently. So it's your boy at Barbchair Scott. Follow me on all social media platforms at Barbchair Scott. Make sure you subscribe, leave a comment. If you think I'm wrong, if you're a Commanders fan, you want to talk shit in the comments. Like, subscribe, follow all of the different platforms we got here at the Barbers Chair Network. And I will holler at y'all, man. Get out of here. Bet down.